Welcome to Embracing Infinity, exploring the infinite oneness in the space of love and truth. Host Jennifer Rose is an international spiritual medium, healer, channeler, mentor, and transformational guide. Her focus is encouraging individuals to know themselves within the lens of their divine heart and highest potential, to evolve within the frequency of love and peaceful harmony. Now, here's your host, Jennifer Rose.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy day after Thanksgiving. I'm Jennifer Rose, and this is Embracing Infinity, and we are on the Sacred Spiral Network. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. How is everybody doing? I hope all of my friends in the States have recovered from a nice family gathering yesterday and maybe aren't spending too much money on Black Friday. We'll see how that goes today, too. It's always fun to go shopping. I'm so excited to be having back my good friend, Paul Bond. He is a Magic Realism artist coming from Costa Rica. He's joining us, and we're excited to have him back and be showcasing more of his amazing artwork today, too. So we will have him on in just a minute. And we today are streaming on Jennifer Rose, Medium Jennifer Rose, the Sacred Spiral Network, and Kelly Brickle, and the online live psychic readings page. Thank you, Kelly and Veronica. We're also over on YouTube as well on the Sacred Spiral Network. So hello to all of our Facebook viewers. Hello to all of our YouTube video viewers. And you might be over there on LinkedIn or Twitch too, because we're all over the place. So happy again to be here with all of you. Let's say hi to people who are joining us too. And I do have one quick announcement today. This coming Sunday, I am hosting For the Love of Spirit Sunday Spiritual Service. It is at 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. in the UK. Hello, Bernadette, beautiful. You can sign up to join the Sunday service at mediumjenniferrose.com. Our guest mediums are Alice Trevorrow and Judith Miller. They are both amazing. Alice is from Scotland and Judith is from Ireland. And it's going to be a 2-hour service because it's one of 2 holiday services that we're finishing out the year with. So super excited to have the Queens of Scotland and Ireland joining us for that as well too. It's going to be beautiful. We have healing, poetry, music, mediumship, inspired speaking. It's going to be a beautiful space. It's a safe space as well. So we really do look forward and hope that you can join us for that. And again, that's on mediumjenniferrose.com. Now let's finish saying hi to everybody. Hi, Adam. Good to see you, my friend. Hello, hello. Hi, Kim Princess. Thanks for being here. I see everybody's popping on. Great to see all of you. Hi, Lynn Juno. How are you? And everybody, Lynn Juno is the host of Kaleidoscope of the Soul, which will be on next Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific before Embracing Infinity. Hi, Penn Turner. How are you? Good to see you. And so sending Lynn some love as well, too. So she's also part of the Sacred Spiral Network. Hi, Jennifer McCormick. How are you, beautiful? Joining us from the UK. Great to see you, girl. Thanks for being here. Lots of love to you. And we have, I think I saw Arnie Layton as well joining us as well. So I want to say hi to my friend Arnie Layton. He's going to come on Embracing Infinity next year. So we're excited about that. Oh, we're sending you love and healing. So you're fighting a cold. I'm sorry, dear. I'm going to send you magic healing, Lynn. Good to see you. And thanks for joining us. Hi, Christine Campbell. How are you, beautiful? Thanks for joining us too. I think I missed somebody that was in the queue there. I apologize. Linda Nelson is here. Hello, hello. Hello, Vcash, V9S. Good to see you. Thanks, Bernadette. Lots of love to you. That's silly girl. Hello. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for the compliment. I was in the shadows earlier and they were like, we've got to fix your lighting. And so I think we finally got it right. The sun has changed. The sunlight has changed because of the season. So hi, Arnie. Good to see you. I see Dolores is here as well. And good morning, Linda Nelson. Thanks for joining us, Dolores. How are you? And there's Michelle Oliver from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Thanks for joining us, Michelle. Good to see you again. Gypsum Generation. Okay. I'm not sure what you meant by that, but lots of love to you. And Let me see here. And then we've got Corey Dutton. Hello. Hi. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you. Okay. So again, the one announcement that we did have is Sunday service on mediumjenniferrose.com. You can sign up for that, and it'll be a lovely time over this coming Sunday. And also, if you have a moment to please heart the video as you're watching it over on Facebook, tag, subscribe, comment, follow myself, Kelly Brickle, Mr. Paul Bond, fine artist as well too, the Sacred Spiral Network. And if you're over on YouTube, if you could please hit the thumbs up button. We love to hear your comments as well, and subscribe to the Sacred Spiral Network. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think I got all of that out. So again, very happy to see all of you here too. So again, very excited. Let's all please give a warm welcome to fine artist, Magic Realism artist, Paul Bond.
Hi,
Hello,
Jennifer Rose.
Paul. How are you, my
Hi,
friend?
I'm doing fantastic. So happy to be with you again.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. As you know, I love art, and I love Magic Realism art, and I love your art. So I was very excited to be hosting today and having you with me again, and to be able to show some more of your amazing work that you do. Um, Paul, for anybody who may not be familiar with just the term magic realism, I think some people might be familiar with surrealism, as that's kind of what I learned about back in college
hmm
days when I was taking art history and so forth. But magic realism goes a little bit farther. And I know our community loves magic, and we love creativity, and you bring that alive, literally.
Yeah, yeah. So the best way that I can describe it is, and they definitely dovetail, the two genres of art dovetail together, but magic realism differs in the sense that the imagery is realistically rendered, whereas surrealism can be not abstract, but the images or the figures can be a little bit more, um, mm, you know, they're just not in a realistic rendering. So I don't know to what extent people have an art background, but the person I always think of is Marc Chagall, who is a surrealist painter, but his images they're not cartoony, but they're not very real. So magic realism, it's a very realistic rendering, but there's elements going on that are fantastic, that are out of the ordinary. And the reason that I gravitated towards this genre of painting is that, first of all, I love realism painting. I love painting images and having them look just like pop out, like it's real. But then when I merge that with the fantastic imagery that I'm bringing in, then it really feels like a dream, in the sense that when we dream in realism. You don't dream in abstract images. You don't dream in cartoon images. It's all very real. But there's things happening in the dream that are, extraordinary. And so that's really what I'm trying to capture in my work, trying to recapture is that dream state. So magic realism allows me to do that. So that's the general difference between the two terms.
Okay, beautiful. And we'll be able to demonstrate that in just a few minutes when we do the presentation as well too. And it indeed is like, it's very magical, it's very dreamy, very it takes you to a different world. And your work too is, you have this way of putting your spirit into it. So it's like we feel it, and we get taken into
Yeah.
like another place, which is quite magical itself too. Um, I'm going to, if it's okay with you, Paul, I'm going to read your bio. And so for
Please,
anybody who's
sure.
new, who is getting to know you, and I just realized that I need a different version of it here. So here we go.
Mm,
Okay, one second here, because I have a shorter version in front of me, and I wanted to do there we go, here.
okay.
Okay, perfect. We're all set to go. Okay, so everybody, if you're just getting to know Paul Bond for the first time, award-winning Paul Bond artist was born in 1964 in Guadalajara, Mexico, and currently lives and works in Costa Rica. Paul Bond's art lives in the spaces between dreaming and reality. Drawing from the Latin American genre of magic realism, his paintings merge symbolic, surreal, and fantastic elements with realistic atmospheres to unveil a world where everything is possible. Love that, love that. By juxtaposition and altering familiar objects mixed with equal parts whimsy, wonder, and mysticism. Yes, yes, yes. Bond's works create a world where everything is possible. His art often carries deep metaphysical and philosophical messages, illuminating the world of our dreams and subconscious thoughts, hopes, and desires. Bond uses symbolism and allegories to create his own visual language. As he shares, when viewing a scene, object, or prose that moves me, I'm continually imagining what elements of that symbolic language I can introduce to make a grander statement about what I'm experiencing. Thus, I'm continually envisioning potential paintings out of my daily experiences. I'm an avid reader of both metaphysics as well as fictional stories that often focus on psychological issue. What makes people do what they do, and why do some of us thrive and others suffer and struggle? On any given day, I see or experience two or three things that could potentially become paintings. My life is rich in inspiration, so the challenge for me is never a lack of ideas, but in choosing which vision to bring to fruition. Adding about his artistic motivation, the physical world to me is often heartbreakingly beautiful and profound. I channel these deep emotions life inspires in me by adding to it through a new reality of my own creation, a world intended to deepen my own life experience and to stir the souls of my fellow travelers. Bond is an accomplished writer and poet as well, and so his paintings are always accompanied by a narrative or verse. He believes that the words further transport the viewer into a deeper emotional experience that could be reached by the visual that could than could be reached by visual art alone. Bond's work has won numerous awards and been featured in galleries, museums, and cultural centers around the US, including the Gateway Museum and the San Diego Art Institute. His paintings are in private collections worldwide. Corporate collections include 20th Century Fox, Warner Brothers and NBC Studios, Royal Caribbean International, Marriott Hotels, Chicago's Hotel EMC2, Scripps Hospital, and Stanford Children's Hospital. Just a little bit.
That's pretty good. Who wrote that?
That's sort of amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and you've been doing your work for quite some time now. I do remember a little bit of the story we told is when you first met and were courting your beloved wife, Donna Bond, who also has a show on the Sacred Spiral Network as well, too. She saw what you were doing and encouraged you to do it full time as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, because I had stopped painting for a while. Um, and she saw some work that I had stacked up in a closet, and she's like, "You can do that, and you're not doing that." So that was the kick in the butt that I needed to like really, and this was I was already 40 in my 40s, in my mid 40s at this point, and I'd never really committed to being an artist, a painter. I'd done commercial art and graphic design, but it was her prompting that really got me down the road that I've now been following exclusively for 15 plus years. So yeah, blessings to her for that.
Yeah, I know. It's like God bless her support and encouragement to nudge you
Yeah,
back forward in that direction.
and I think to pick up on that, it's we as souls, I think we come into this world with agreements to meet certain people that it's like, okay, we're gonna meet up at midlife, and I'm gonna light the fire for you, right? That you will have probably forgotten that you carried this flame, but I'm gonna light it for you, you know. And that's what she
Wow.
did for me, and I think we did for each other.
Yeah,
So
that's so beautiful. I do love how you two support each other so beautifully. So it's wonderful to see too. And Kim Princess was just saying that she's reading. She comes on our shows quite a bit, and she's saying she's reading Donna Book's Bond right now
I
too.
saw that.
So
Yeah, Donna has a wonderful book that everyone should check out. I think you'll have a link to her Amazon page for her books later on. So
yeah, yeah, and she has
yeah.
a show every Tuesday on the Sacred Spiral
Oh,
Network as well
of
too.
course, of course. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
okay. Are you ready to get back
Let's
to
do
our
it.
showcase for you? Okay, everybody, we've got an amazing
Yeah.
presentation for you. You're going to really, literally be amazed and awed. So stay with us for this too, and we'll go ahead and get ready. And so Kelly's going to help us out with um, showing some photos of your work. Yay! I'm so excited.
Pre- Prepare to be
There we are.
amazed.
Yes. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, so this is a recent, one of my most recent paintings, and it's titled "The Blue Door." Um, and it came on the heels of another painting that I should have sent you the link to. It's on my website, but it's called All the Love That, gosh, I'm
We
forgetting the
have.
title. I'll think of it in a
Yes,
second. All the
we
love we
showed
have.
that one in the
Yeah,
last show. Yeah, in the last show, is that
yeah,
the part where
we talked
the
about,
boat? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, the
By
boat,
the way, you
right.
can
So if
watch the
you,
replay.
okay. So in the distance is essentially the man with the boat. So oftentimes I'll paint a couple or three paintings that kind of have maybe the same characters or some of the same things going on, because it's like they're like storyboards of a movie for me in my mind. Um,
Yeah.
so this, the story behind this painting and this theme in general is I'm doing quite a few paintings now about around grief, because it's something that is coming up in my life, and it's something that I'm getting into in terms of grief work and grief rituals and so forth. But that other painting was based on a quote of, that, grief is all the love that we have with nowhere to give, and so this painting is maybe post grief, perhaps, and so this person is bringing this boat full of flowers to this house, and this house, kind of in my mind, represents another person and a relationship potentially, and so they're bringing, like I was just saying about, like, we bring a light for each other to light our lamps, and so I think for me this is what's happening here, and this house, with the darkened windows, represents symbolically perhaps a sadness, perhaps a grief that someone
Mhm.
has gone through or is going through. But there is that light still. There's that one light upstairs that's still
Yeah.
lit. And so there is that hope. And so
Yeah.
this person, they're all autobiographical for me, but this person is bringing this boat of flowers, and I think it's the beginning of a relationship,
Yeah.
or the beginning of a healing relationship, perhaps.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
The
that's
blue door, is there significance to the color blue? Because it's kind of on, for me, it looks kind of turquoise. And
yeah. Well,
is the water the emotions
the water's
symbolic?
the emotions for sure. Yep. And the door, the blue door in its most simplest term is about the blue being blue, a blue mood, right? And so
Yeah.
there's a sadness in this entity, in this being, this person, that is being addressed, by this person bringing flowers to
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
It's so beautiful. And
yeah,
there's clouds, but then there's a parting in the clouds, and you can still see the light coming through. You can still see
mm,
the sunlight finding its way. It's absolutely beautiful. I feel like
there's
we could
always that.
all, yeah, we can all relate to this painting, and I
Yeah,
know in
and
dream states, the house. Yeah, go ahead,
yeah,
please.
well, I just noticed that someone was asking about the painting, and it's an oil. All my paintings are oil, or the
Mhm.
medium is all oil on all of them. So yeah,
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And I do know in dream states, the houses often do represent the self as well too. So it's just perfect. It's beautiful.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and just about every. painting of mine, everything in those paintings has some symbolic element. Sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes I put things in a painting to lead the eye in a certain direction, and it's more about the composition, but the main elements are always have a deeper symbolic meaning to them. There's always a story happening in the work. So,
Yeah, beautiful. And
yeah.
again, everybody, we did discuss where you see the boat in the background. That is, it's a painting of its own as well. And in the first episode that we did with Paul earlier this year, you can watch the replay of that on YouTube as well. Too.
Yeah, and
Frankie's
on my
saying, "I'd love
website
to
you
be
can
there now." Yeah,
on the website you can go to the people will see the painting there of the other scene of this story.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Beautiful.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and see what's next. Kim Princess says, "Stunning." I agree, Kim Princess. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so this is the title of this piece is the releasing of sorrows. And again, this is one that, and this is an older painting, but it's also about the sadness that I think I think every human that I know there's some sadness, there's some grief in there somewhere. And even if you haven't experienced a loss of a spouse or a child or a parent, there's all kinds of grief. And as I'm learning more about it, there's what Francis Weller, who's a psychologist and specializes in grief work, talks about, the original grief, the grief of what we expected when we showed up on this planet and we didn't get. And what he often
Yeah,
talks about is that we're still hardwired as humans to live in a village environment where there's an extended family, there's a tribe, and that when we were born, we expected 40 pairs of eyes to greet us. But right now in these times, it's maybe a parent, sometimes it's not even two parents, and maybe some extended family for a little bit, but then there's just, one or two people raising you. And so there's this communal
yeah,
grief. And then there's the grief of the loss of the habitat on the planet. There's the grief of the loss of democracy. There's, name it, there's all kinds of things. So my feeling is that grief release and grief rituals is becoming a really important thing for us to be able to raise our vibration as we go through
yeah.
this evolution. And so this
Yes.
painting, the releasing of sorrows, is symbolically that, about the
Mhm.
release of that, you know. And there's a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
different ways to do
beautiful.
it, but very few people know how to do it, especially, and it's not meant to be done alone either. So, um, so that's a direction I'm going in my personal life in terms of hosting grief rituals for people to have a vessel to release
Oh,
that in. So,
wow. Oh,
but
wow.
yeah,
Yeah, we'd love to hear more about that too. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
beautiful.
But this is my wife, was the model for this piece as well.
So Donna was the
Donna,
model. Yes. Yeah, Kim
Donna
was
was the
asking
model.
about that. It's
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful.
yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
I find myself at the beach quite a bit, and I see all those birds flying all the time too in the
Well,
sky. So
you've
I'm like,
probably been to
oh,
that beach. That's
oh,
Capo Beach.
it's
Uh,
pretty close. Yeah, it's beautiful.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, just gorgeous. Oh, thank you for painting this.
Mm, mm.
Frankie says, "Wow, so much detail." Um, Even with the birds, absolutely beautiful, but I get a sad feeling of loneliness and feeling worth oh, well, because we're tapping into the grief. So I think that
Yeah,
would be because you're empathic. So you're actually tapping into the emotion. But it's we if when we join in that emotion together, we're not alone. And that's where
hmm,
there is healing in that too. It's beautiful because
yeah,
I can
yeah,
feel it
and
too. I can feel the sadness, but it's okay. There's healing in the feeling.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that grief process is mostly done alone, but I think there is a place for it to be done with others, for to witness it, to hold to hold the container of your grief that as you release it, that makes sense.
Yes. Yes. And
So
Kim is
yeah,
saying, "Yes, I knew it." She knew that was Donna. Absolutely. Absolutely. I
hmm,
love that you're teaching rituals for people to release it because that's a very big thing. So it's
yeah,
needed. So
yeah.
thank you
I'm
for
just
that.
just starting down that road in my life, but life,
Okay.
grief and death and dying have been a theme since I was young in my life, and now now the dots are connecting. And it's coming through in my art, but it's also going to come through in other ways in my life in terms of what I can offer my community around that. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
yeah.
Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the next one. Ah,
Mm. So this painting, Donna is also the model for this one. She was very self-conscious about like her butt being on a on a piece of art, but she's a beautiful woman, and
yeah.
it worked perfectly for this piece. So the title of this piece is called "The Soft Lullaby of Our Incarnating," and the story around
Ah,
it is about our journey as souls coming into the physical world. So this being as an angel represents our angelic, our spiritual and essence, our soul, our spirit. And as we prepare to come into a new incarnation, we come in blind, right? We come in with amnesia, um, and hence the blindfold. So she's
yes.
blindfolded. She's on the edge of this thing and waiting for the water to overtake her. So as the water overtakes her, she then ends up in the womb, and then through the process of birth. So that's the ongoing story that we're just seeing one snapshot of in this piece.
Wow.
And there's roses floating in the water. And oftentimes when people depart on a ship on a voyage, so like people will throw roses and flowers in the water,
Yes.
behind the ship. And so the idea is that her fellow spirits have been throwing uh, sorry, I'm just having a moment around this piece.
Yeah. No, we all feel
Are
it. Yeah, it's beautiful.
throwing flowers in, like, as a bon voyage.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
I feel like
And
you've
so,
captured the sacredness of coming from one world into the next. You've made it
yeah,
very sacred
yeah.
and beautiful.
And the consciousness of it, the
Yeah.
intentionality of it too, and the awareness that as we are leaving, or the part of us that we're crystallizing into a spirit, into an incarnation,
Mhm.
we're well aware of that amnesia that we're going to be experiencing, and
Yeah.
that we're going to, maybe suffer a little bit because of it until until we kind of fall into the groove of our life and realize that we are spiritual beings having a
Yeah.
physical experience.
Oh, beautiful. Thank
Yeah.
you. Wow. Okay. Okay, Kelly, we'll go ahead and look at the next one. Lots of positive love this. A lot of
Mm.
hearts. Beautiful woman in love from Winds and Spirit. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone asked me how long it took to paint. My paintings take anywhere from typically 2 weeks for a very small or simple painting to a couple of months for a more elaborate piece. So, and I take my time with them. I don't rush through my art because I enjoy the process of painting so much. Sometimes I'll linger even a little bit, and I'm like, wait, I need to move this on because there's another one waiting behind it, So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So this painting is also pretty recent. It's called First Look, and
Mhm.
there's a few things going on in this piece. One is my love of science fiction, my love of, it's kind of harkens to like the Jules Verne idea of, like, the 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and this like old steampunk science fiction thing kind of mixed together. But the idea around this painting is that these astronauts, human astronauts, have landed on this planet, and they're looking at the surf. I'm a lifelong surfer. It's a very deep thing that's been throughout my
Mhm.
life. But they're checking the surf. They found a surf spot that no one else knows about, right, on this off planet. But the quandary is that they don't know if they can breathe the air. They have the surfboards, they have everything they need, but they're not sure if they can breathe the air. And so, are they going to risk it or not? And so it's kind of a lighthearted in that sense. But it's
It's
also,
yeah.
it's also kind of tying into what I know to be the case, that we're on the precipice of being reunited with our galactic family. And
Yes,
so I think more of my work is going to start representing that in certain ways. And I'm excited to bring that forward in my art in some new ways too. So
beautiful. It's super
yeah.
cool. I love it because it's like the butterflies and the beach and space, and it's like all mixed together. It's perfect. It's so cool.
Yeah. And it's like it's kind of the scene around Costa Rica where I live. It's kind of pulling that in, and there's butterflies everywhere
Yeah.
here and too. And so
Oh, wow.
um
Are they big
yeah.
ones, little ones, colorful
Well,
ones, all kinds?
there's a probably one of the bigger ones. There's a blue morpho butterfly that is this electric blue color, and they're probably this big. The bigger ones get pretty huge. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
it's pretty
wow.
dreamy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Christine says the caterpillar emerging. Indeed.
Hmm.
Okay, beautiful. And Frankie was saying that she felt like a beautiful woman in the last piece. It made her feel beautiful just looking at it. So
Mm,
I wanted to come back to that just for a second because
yeah.
I think that it does for us women kind of like touch into our feminine essence, and then we're just like, oh, you're
Hmm.
feeling that little glow. So
Yeah,
that was
I
beautiful.
acknowledge that for Frankie too. And I think that
Yeah.
I also think that the more we attune to our own inner essence and our own spiritual essence, the more beautiful
Yes.
we realize we are, and the more that beauty shines out, regardless of what you look like. I mean, I had an experience pretty recently where I had this amazing day. Just I was so dialed in and so attuned, and I went out into the world and I noticed people were like looking at me differently, and people were just looking at me in general. Like people were saying something and they weren't, it was just general in the general public, right? Not even
Hmm.
just friends. And so I had a very
Yeah.
visceral experience of tapping into that inner beauty and having it shine out, you know?
Yeah. That's
So
what I call it, the
yeah,
shine. It's called the
the
shine. And
shine.
a lot
I
of
like
times
it.
when people are out of their dark night of the soul and they're back into total connection again, you have the shine, you feel it, and then people are just like, what is that? They can almost see it.
Yeah, the shine. I like that.
The shine,
Yeah.
yeah. It's great,
Uh-huh.
isn't it? If only it would be every day all the time.
Right. Yeah. Well, we may not be able to maintain it every day all the time.
I know.
We go
I
back into
wish.
the
Yeah.
cave and yeah, beautiful. I love it.
Come back shinier again in another day.
Right, right. Well, it's
Okay.
also like, we go into the mine to mine things and find the jewels and we bring them out. And sometimes it
Yeah.
can be dark in that process as we are
Yeah.
pulling those things out.
Hunting for gold, indeed. Yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Yes. We
Yeah.
know this. We know this trip.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the next one. Ooh la
Uh,
la.
yeah. So this painting is called The Star Hanger. And to talk about
Mm,
the shine, what a perfect segue.
yes.
Um, and I want to credit a photographer named Cheryl Walsh, who I came across. I exhibited with her back in Laguna Beach at the Festival of Arts, and she
Yes.
takes photos of costumed models underwater, and she just does really beautiful underwater photography work. And so for a short period of time, we collaborated, and she gave me permission to use some of her model shots, and then put them into scenes. And so this is one of those paintings, and I actually wrote a poem to correspond with his painting. So I'd like to read it.
Yes,
That's
please,
all right.
please.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this again is about the celebration of self, of our shiny selves. Yeah. The Star Hanger. It was here at the edge of our garden where wild irises prosper and laugh out loud, where jasmine vines carouse late into the night while plotting their next moves, that I was told your crown had been sent out for polishing and may have been lost. But oh, sweet pleasure patron, bringer of the moon and of happiness, Don't be concerned or doubt your worthiness. Do you not know how wildly in love with you this world is? How it longs, excuse me, how it longs for your feast to resume, for your royal celebration to continue. So much so that each night in my dreaming, the beloved inspires me to swim into the night sky and hang another star for you, so that you'll have light enough to carry on the regal procession through the streets of your own heart.
Beautiful.
Hmm.
It's hard because I can feel spirit in the room and it's getting me really choked up. It's like as you were reading
Me
that, it
too. I
just
had to.
the power in the room just got super, super stronger and stronger. It came and I was just like,
Mhm.
whoa, okay. Like don't make me cry.
Yeah, I know.
Just beautiful.
Me too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are stars in disguise, right?
Yeah. Stunning is the
Yeah.
word, Frankie. Thank you. Yes. So was
Mm.
she originally floating in water and then you transposed it
Yeah.
into space?
Yes. Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So she shoots these models like against a black background. Um,
Yeah.
and now she's evolved her work where she's actually putting them in, she's kind of digitally adding some things to it. So, um, at the time, she wasn't really doing that. And so I was able to add a missing element to her work. But now she's like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And she's able to do that herself in a digital way. Yeah, but her work is very cool. But yes, I have probably 4 or 5 paintings that I did where I took her model image and then created a scene
Uh-huh.
around it. So, yeah,
Beautiful
yeah,
collaboration. Wow. Just
it was
more
fun.
magic.
Yeah,
Kim
yeah.
Princess says, I know she's in the Cosmo, but there's something about that woman that's mermaidy. Yeah. Probably because
Yeah,
it was
well,
originally painted it from the
uh,
water, right? It was, yeah.
yeah, just like the hair, the floating element of the hair.
Uh-huh.
Because, and I tried when I had some of these ideas for paintings of figures floating specifically, like floating in the
Yeah.
sky. I tried taking shots of models like on a trampoline, right? And like, how do I capture that? And it just doesn't work because when someone's on a trampoline, you're like, their face is all weird because they're getting ready to land or whatever. And I could never
Yeah.
get it. So as soon as I saw her work, I thought, oh,
It's beautiful.
that's so
Yeah, because
amazing. Yeah,
they capture how the hair would be in the water and how it drapes around her arms
right.
and everything. I'm a mermaid lover too. Too says
Well,
Kim knows. I'm like, yes, mermaid. But
and
it's just beautiful. Yeah.
there's a painting on my website called the Princess and the Dragon, and it is underwater, but it
Oh
was
wow.
using one of her model pieces. That's
Oh
actually,
wow.
if you haven't seen it, you'll appreciate.
Oh,
So
definitely, definitely. We're dragon lovers
yeah.
here. Arnie and I know we're both dragon lovers. So
Well, it's the sea dragon, and we can
uh-huh.
pull it up at
Oh,
any
like the
point. I mean, if we
seahorse?
can always
Oh yeah.
the
Okay.
the sea dragon. Yes, it's like a seahorse, but they have. Have you ever seen them? They have like these. They're different than a seahorse. They have the head of a seahorse, but they have these long. Oh my God! Have you never seen a sea dragon?
I'm sure I have, but I my brain went
You
to
probably
seahorse.
have. You probably have,
Sure.
and you maybe didn't know
Yeah.
what it was. But it's a
Yeah.
It's a seahorse on ecstasy. It's like it's.
Wow.
Maybe if we have time,
Yeah.
we'll pull up that painting
Okay.
when we circle
Okay,
back.
that would
It's
be
on my
great.
website. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And Lynn is saying your poetry is as beautiful as your art. Indeed. I highly
Mm,
agree.
thank
It's
you,
absolutely
Lynn.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I
Such a
wasn't a
beautiful
painter, I would probably
expression.
be a writer. Yeah.
Yeah. Poetry is so beautiful because you're um the universe itself, the what we might call the god force or whatever, it's very poetic, it's very dreamy and poetic and soupy in that kind of way too. And so when
Hmm.
we're writing poetry, it's like we're tapped into that force, and it's
Mm,
like
hmm.
it. I think with like art and writing music and writing poetry and literature and film, like that's when you're like tapped into the God force, the creation. That's when you're
Yeah,
closest to it in
yeah,
some ways. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And the fact that I'm able to couple it with my visual art, um, I'm a big fan of cinema, of films. just the
Yes.
art form of movies, and the movies are bringing in words, they're bringing in visuals, and they're usually bringing in music at the same time. And so having all of those senses activated at the same time just creates for a powerful experience. And a lot of my paintings, people will look at it, and they'll come up with the kind of their own interpretation, but then they'll read the words, and it brings you to a deeper level, hopefully, with the work, um,
Yes.
and also makes it, it clicks personally a lot of times for people too.
Yeah, it makes
So
it
yeah,
it
and I
makes it
see,
very immersive. Makes it a very
yeah,
immersive,
it is an immersive experience. Yeah,
like hitting the
yeah, and I
different
see,
senses, the visual, the emotional, the auditory, like all of
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And when I exhibit my work I have a gallery here in Costa Rica, and I show my work in California, and my work's in a gallery in Hawaii as well. But when you go into a gallery and you're reading the words, looking at the art, and there's music playing, that's like kind of tying it all in. So,
Oh my gosh.
um, yeah.
I'd be in
I see
heaven.
Bernadette asking about the affordability of my work. So good question. I do sell my originals, but I also sell prints of all of my work because I want them to be affordable for anyone that's interested in collecting my work. The originals are, they vary from probably $6,000 or $7,000 at this point up to, 25,000 plus. So, um, but the prints there's prints available of my work for $90, for a print. So
Yes, and Paul, and we'll show this later. I'll show it up close later when we're back on. But there's also he has a book of his artwork pieces too that you can get, so you get a whole bunch of
yeah,
of
yeah,
pictures in there
yeah,
too.
and,
And
and
we'll show
I
up
have
close
some
to that
greeting cards of my work on my website as well too. So there's a few different ways to get it.
to experience it. Beautiful. Hi,
Yeah,
Karen.
yeah.
She's seeing absolutely beautiful painting. This is Karen
Thank
Bolafilio.
you,
Hi,
Karen.
Karen. She's on the Sacred Spiral Network as well. Beautiful soul.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at our next one. Kim wants your book. Okay.
All
Oh,
right,
this is
we
so
can make it
fun.
happen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. So this is called The Giver. This painting is called The Giver, and this is my daughter Brittany. Um, she she's a giver. She's one of my three kids. My oldest daughter, Lauren, is my middle daughter, and then I have a son, Everest. But Brittany has been a surrogate mother for, I think, three different families. And for one of the families, she actually had twins. It was kind of unexpected, but she gave birth to twins. And then for two other families, she gave birth to an individual baby. So this story behind this painting was twofold. One is that I don't think she has any right now, but she was also raising chickens for a time. She lived where did she live? In Escondido, California. She was raising chickens. And so
Yeah.
there's the chickens, right? And then the hen that's carrying the egg symbolically is bringing an egg to her as a surrogate mother, right? Because she would have an egg, fertilized egg put inside of her body to give birth to a child for someone else. Um,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
so
wow.
it's kind of twofold in terms of that story. And so this was just a super fun painting to do. I've done paintings of all of my kids, and like in some portrait form. That's been really a joy for me to create. And she's got a little, I don't know if you can see the necklace. There's a bean. It's like a little golden bean on her necklace, but her
Uh-huh.
nickname is Bean, because she's little. She's
Yeah. So cute.
she's little, but she's big. She has a big energy. She has a big essence, so,
Yes.
and her head isn't that big on her body, really. But I kind of played it up, as part of the
Yeah.
magic realism. That's my magic realism license allows me to
Yeah.
do that.
I love it. I love how you put a
Yeah.
little top hat over on that one chicken over there.
Yeah.
He's the magician one, the magician chicken.
Uh-huh. Right.
It's so
Yeah,
cute.
he is. He is.
Yeah,
He's the
I
one
did
that make
notice the
that keeps her.
necklace.
Yeah.
He's,
Yeah.
he's the one
Yeah.
that what?
He's the magician that keeps her braids holding out.
Oh, I love that. So they can stand and say, I love it. Oh, well, thank you, Brittany,
Right.
for posing for that too and for being who you are.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh, I
Thanks,
love
B.
it. I love it. I love that you painted your kids too and you painted Donna. That's so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. As much as I can, I've tried to use models that are people around me, um, to make it more personal as well for us and them. So,
Yeah. Beautiful.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It does spark joy, I have to tell you. Like that one brings the joy. Yeah. Such a
Yeah.
fun expression, so ordered and lovely, fertile expression. Exactly. Well said.
It is a fertile expression. Yeah,
Yeah.
Christine, that's good.
I
Uh,
love it. Okay. A very special girl she is, Jennifer says.
yeah, she is.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she has a lot of, and she has, someone mentioned the tattoo on her arm. I'm not sure what that tattoo is. She has a lot of tats. She's pretty, she's
Brittany does?
illustrated. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
think all
All
the
right.
surrogate, actually, I think all, she has a tattoo for each of the surrogate children that she gave birth to. I'm pretty sure about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. That's
yeah,
amazing. What a gift
yeah. Mm-hmm.
to help people have life in their life, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
to,
It's very
wow,
cool.
it's
Yeah.
amazing. Okay. Are we ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so this painting is called The Compassionate Gardener.
Yeah.
And you this I painted this shortly after coming back from a trip to, my wife and I went to Thailand and Burma, or what's now Myanmar.
Hmm.
Um and went to a lot of Buddhist temples and monasteries and had some interactions with some of the monks there, and um it was really just a sweet experience, like the level of presence, and compassion, and so this was kind of a play on, the monk is raking, a pattern in the ground, but the pattern is also doubles as the rings of the tree. Um, and this tree has been cut right through, ostensibly an act of non-compassion, right? I mean, some trees are cut for other reasons, but this,
Yeah.
in this story, it was cut out of non-compassion, and so he's tending the ground, loving the ground, loving the tree trunk, which is causing a new tree to sprout from it.
Oh,
Which is also interesting now living in Costa Rica, that trees get cut here for one reason or another, but very pretty quickly, like a new tree will start growing from that tree, and people will cut branches to make for fence posts, and the fence posts start sprouting, and then they become a tree. It's like so fertile, and here.
wow.
So it's kind of fun to watch that,
Yeah.
but yeah, this was and I've done a few paintings now. There's another one on my website called The Kindness, um, that features a man with a big top hat, and there's a nest of birds on top, and the birds are coming into the nest, and so he's kind of creating a home for these birds. And so, yeah, I'm a big fan of kindness. It's I like to highlight it when I can, and express it when I can. But a lot of my paintings, as I look back on my body of work, there's a lot of them um, that touch, that shine a light on compassion and kindness, um,
Yeah.
as a
It has a
principle.
very zen feel to it for sure. And
Hmm.
there's a lot of tenderness too, and the compassion, the way that
Yeah.
he's, doing it with the right, it feels very tender. Yeah.
Hmm.
A calm
Hmm.
island within a storm of chaos, says Benno from Oz. Love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank
And
you.
This reminds me, Paul. Hi, Vivian. Vivian's coming from Hawaii, so we always say aloha,
Ah,
Vivian.
well, Vivian,
Yeah.
there's actually a gallery. I don't know, Vivian, where in Hawaii you are, but I recently partnered with a gallery in Lahaina. It's called the Lahaina Gallery, but they're on Maui, a different part
Uh,
of the island. They moved before Lahaina burnt down. But anyway, if Vivian is in that area, she can go and see some of my original work there at the
oh, wow.
Lahaina Gallery. It's in Wailea, is the town that it's in.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, your painting also reminds me of one thing that I say a lot is when there's been destruction to find a way to create beauty out of it, find a
Hmm.
way. Um, and that is kind of what life does, through the ashes of destruction, you create something beautiful and meaning from it. And that's like
Yeah.
what the monk has done through his compassion and tenderness, but also what you have done
Hmm.
in showing the act itself and displaying it for us all to touch our hearts and to remind us of that as
Mm,
well.
mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I take so much lesson from wherever I live. I, look around me and see what's happening. But I live literally at the edge of a rainforest, a virgin rainforest. And there's so much death and decay, but there's so much life. And the life comes forth from all the trees that fall, or the leaves that fall, or the animals that die, and it's like the circle of life here is so present in a way that I've never experienced anywhere else, just because it's so,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, it's so abundant in that regard.
Jennifer's
So,
giving love to Vivian. We've heard a lot over
mhm.
the past several years about deforestation in the rainforest too. Is that any better, or is it still what it
Well,
was? Is there more protections?
the beautiful thing about Costa Rica is I forget, I don't want to misquote, but it's somewhere in the range of 30% of the country is protected, which is percentage wise is a pretty big percent. Like, either as national park or forest that you can't build on. So Costa Rica was going down a road where they were deforesting a lot of their land, including a particular place called the Osa Peninsula, which my home looks out on. That's one of the top two most biodiverse places on the planet. That was about to be lost because of they're cutting it down for grazing, and other reasons, logging, and they woke up to that potential and they brought it back. And so, you know, it is happening everywhere on the planet, and it's happening here to a certain extent, but I think they've kind of arrested it in a pretty big way. And there's 100% or 99% of the energy is produced here is from renewable sources. So it's in that regard, it's a pretty progressive country in terms of caring for the flora and fauna and the environment here. So
Yeah.
part of the reason why I'm living here now, because that's a very meaningful experience to be having in my life right now. So
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you
yeah.
for sharing that. It gives us hope. It's
Yeah,
better.
yeah. There
And
is hope. And I think as we evolve as humans in this period that we're going through, and it's happening fast, I think we will come to protect this planet in a way that we've forgotten how to do, you
I
know.
think you're right. I absolutely think
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah.
yeah.
And Benno is saying our indigenous culture embraces the fire it is meant to destroy so that new life emerges. It is important to, yeah,
Yeah, that is so
I
true.
can,
Yeah, I mean
nature finds a way.
think about the forest fires with the pine cones that can only open because of extreme heat, right? You know, um,
Hmm.
I'm going to close some windows because we're just now starting to get some rain. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It's not too bad at the moment,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we can hear you. That's so cool. It started
yeah,
raining. I have a
yeah,
thing
it's
for
beautiful.
tropical rain. I love tropical rain. It's a
Uh,
whole nother vibe.
uh,
So
yeah,
sometimes in California, we get the summer rain because it's coming from the south up, and it's just like, oh, like I could stand out in this. Yeah, no problem. Love it.
yeah, it's like that here. It's really sweet. There are times where it rains
Yes.
for a few days on end, and that gets a little much in the real rainy season. But we're going into the period where it's just a little bit of rain in the afternoons, and that's ideal for me.
Yeah,
So
it is sweet, isn't it? The rain,
yeah,
tropical rain is very sweet. Exactly.
it's very
That's the word
it's
too.
life giving. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, I think this is the last one. Is that right?
That was the last one. How are we doing on time?
We're good. We're good. And Vivian is
I mean,
saying
because
the
we can.
wisdom of the tree is highly respected in Japanese culture. Oh, thank you,
Yeah,
Vivian, too. I think
yeah.
Vivian might
And
be in
Vivian,
Honolulu.
are you? So Vivian, I'm looking at your name and guessing that you are Japanese. That's an assumption on your name. Um, and though I've never been to Japan, a lot of my work has Japanese. There might be Japanese pagodas or little temples or something. And there's an aesthetic to Japanese art, to Japanese culture, maybe the older Japanese culture, the more traditional, that really speaks to me deeply. I can't believe I've not been there yet. Japanese American, thank you. Um, that I really feel connected with, and I need to make a trip over there. But it's almost feels like I feel so connected to it. Like I don't necessarily have to be there, although I do want to go. I just haven't made that trip yet. But it shows up in my work, and both in terms of the feeling of it, but also some of the structures, and there's a lot of trees that are bonsai like in my work as well. So yeah,
That's so cool. That's so cool. Love
yeah.
it.
Oh,
Love it.
thank you for that. The mastery of design elements is Japanese. Like, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for recognizing it. And I will come to Japan.
we have we have some art lovers here, as you can tell.
Yeah, yeah.
That's beautiful. Was there another one that you wanted us to put out?
Well, yes, and I don't know how easy it is for you to access my website, because I can send an image, or you could just go to my website if it's easily accessible. There's the mermaid, the princess, and the dragon I wanted to show you,
Ooh.
um,
Oh,
but
okay. That sounds good.
entails going to my website unless you want me to send you the image. I don't know what's quickest.
Kelly, which is quickest? We could do too is I could show everybody your book while you look for that too. Would that
Uh-huh.
be something you can do? But
Yeah,
you might want to
yeah,
do that with me too. But it'll give us a
yeah,
minute too. Well, and hopefully if Kelly's able to look for it too. But this is Paul
yeah.
Bond's. It is a coffee table book. Is that correct?
It is a coffee table book. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forget the dimensions, 12 by 12 or something like that. And
Oh,
they
look it.
are
She found it
signed.
already.
Oh, great. Yeah, perfect. There's the princess and the dragon.
That
So
was
I don't know
quick.
to how well I'm looking at I'm on a kind of a smaller laptop, but can you see the sea dragon there?
Okay. I
Yeah,
can
if
see
you
the jellyfish. Let me see
yeah.
here.
So by her
Oh
tail,
yes. Yes,
there's
yes,
this
I
it's
see it.
yeah, and it's an animal called the sea dragon. It's essentially the
Yes,
head of a
yes.
seahorse, but all of it has it almost looks like kelp, right? The
Yeah.
parts of it that are hanging off. So this is another piece that was a photograph initially, minus the tail, minus the fin on the face, minus a lot of the things that Cheryl took of this woman underwater. So I created the scene around that piece.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
so
called
dreamy. I
Princess and the
love
Dragon. Yeah.
the dress and her necklace and the dragon. That is so cool. Yeah, I've seen those before. The
Yeah.
jellyfish is
Yeah.
magical. It's
Hmm.
beautiful. And
Yeah.
it's so cool because if you look deep, you can see all the shadows of like the kelp and everything in the background too, and it's like,
Right.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I grew up in California, like snorkeling around in the kelp beds, and that's what they look like, these kelp forests, that grow up from
Yeah,
the sea floor, up towards the surface of the water, and they're really quite magical places. Yeah. Um,
just beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks for getting that so
Yeah.
quick,
Thank
Kelly.
you,
She's on
Jen.
top of it. Girl, good job.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Um,
Yeah, you definitely have some mermaid lovers here and some dragon lovers. So sea
mhm.
dragons will add to that now too. So,
Yeah. Well, I think,
uh,
this is a bit out there, but I was shared with me that a lot of the people incarnating right now on Earth are coming back from, Lemuria and Atlantis. And so these
Yeah,
water cultures where people were like intimate with the ocean and even in some ways lived, in and out of the ocean. Like I think that we're picking up on that in some way energetically in this love of mermaids and the whole
that would make sense.
allure of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I connect with Lemuria, so that would make a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
Me
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
why I love the
Yeah.
ocean
Maybe
so
that's where I
much.
know you from. Maybe that's where we
Probably.
know each other.
That would make sense. I think you're right. Vivian is saying so many dimensions. Benno, Paul, you are an amazing artist. I know, I
Mm,
told you guys. I told you.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm honored by everyone's appreciation of my work.
Yeah. Jill
Yeah,
Santos. Hi,
sometimes I
Jill.
yeah. Oh, Jill.
Yeah.
I or maybe it's a different Jill. I know Jill Santos, but I'm not sure if it's the same one.
You might. She's from
But
the San
yeah.
Diego area. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um, but yeah, talking about appreciation, it's like, I'm here in a pretty remote part of Costa Rica in a little outside of a very small little town. I feel like I'm a hermit, right? I'm like living in a cave, kind of doing my thing, and then I put it out in the world, and it feels really wonderful to have people see it and acknowledge it and appreciate it. So I'm
Yeah.
grateful to
Yeah. To know it's making a
everyone
difference and
commenting
it's
and sharing.
touching. Yeah, it's touching people's
Yeah.
hearts and making a difference. And because that's something we want when we're trying to give of our essence and our creativity. It's like
Hmm.
you hope, does anybody
Is
see
anyone
it?
out
Does
there?
anybody hear
Is
it?
this thing on?
Yeah.
Hello? Right. Yeah.
Is it touching hearts? Yeah. Is it giving the healing?
Right.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
now you get to
I
see
know
that
it is.
indeed it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it
I
is.
love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you made me so happy. Thank you so much, Paul. Oh my gosh.
You're welcome.
I feel like a little kid. I'm so happy. So, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So now let's take a little bit closer look at your book really quick here for everybody to see, because I
Yeah.
know a few
So
people wanted this.
yeah, and
And
I
we
don't
can
have
order
one
this
in
at
front of
Paul
me, but
Bond Art. Yeah.
yes, thank
Here,
you.
I'll do it.
I don't go ahead.
I'm going to be your
Yeah.
Vanna White while you talk.
Yeah, thank you. But it has quite a few of my poems in it, and a lot of my paintings with all the narratives as well. And then I was interviewed by a gallery director. So there's the intro is an interview kind of talking about my process
Hmm.
and how my work came to be. And so, yeah, you can order it through my website. I can ship around the world. Um, and yeah, happy to share those. I am in the works on a new book because there's quite a bit of art that I've done since that book was published several years
Hmm.
back. Um, but I don't know when I don't want to promise anything. I'm hoping to have something out, probably not next year, but maybe the year after next, a new edition with all of my recent works since then. So,
You could start a
but
waiting
people,
list and a pre-order
yeah,
type of.
people can sign up on my website. People can sign up. I think it's on the contact page of my website. People can sign up for my newsletter, and that's where I share about new work,
Mhm.
a new book coming out or any new art exhibits going on, around the country, and so forth. So that's a good place to keep in touch with me.
Yeah, love that, love that. And
Yeah,
when you do have it a little
yeah,
bit more down the road, you could take pre-orders for those of us who, can't wait.
yeah. And I see Kim asking is if it's on Amazon. My book is, I don't even know if Amazon has any of my books anymore. I did have some of my books on Amazon, but just go to my website. It's easier, it's quicker, it's the same price, and we'll ship it out to you. So my Paul Bond Art website is the place to get the book right now. So, and the mermaid are and all just about all the images we were looking at are available as prints as well. And those are all also through my website.
Perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Kelly's been putting your website and your Facebook and your Instagram down below for everybody
Great.
as well too. So And
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
on the adverts that we did for the show, everybody, on the event adverts, the links are all on there as well, too. So
Great.
please give him a
Awesome.
follow at Paul Bond Fine Art on Facebook and Instagram, too. Okay. And then you have
Yeah.
another special work that's come out too, with you and Donna, because your marriage is a love story. And so there is also another book out that features. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Donna was a contributor to this book. It's called Because Love Remains. So she was asked to contribute a love story, and it's really a lovely book. It's very short. It's small, from Halo Publishing, and I know you guys are going to share the link to Donna's author page on Amazon. Um, but it's about our love story, which, talking about magic realism, was a very magically realistic story, just in terms of how we came together, all the things that happened. Um, and so she wrote a short piece because we met online, and we corresponded for a month before we met in person. And we started writing letters, and it was like very old fashioned letter writing process, and asking each other questions about like our, life, and what do you think about this? And it was really cool. And then by the time we met, we were in love with each other. By the time we met, we had never, I mean, we'd seen pictures of each other, but we had never physically been together. And so it was just a matter of like checking off the physical chemistry box, which I knew was there, and we would have been in big trouble if it wasn't. But so yeah, and I asked her to marry me 30 days after that. So I known her, less than 2 months before it's like, oh yeah, this is the girl that's holding that flame that I've been looking for. This is the one.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
been a really good love story. We're 18 years in at this point, and we've gone through over our bumps, but it just keeps getting deeper, and I'm so grateful for her presence and who she is. And for anyone that hasn't seen Donna's work, on this network, as you mentioned, Jennifer, she does every other Tuesday, I think. She's an author, she's a coach, she does our retreats here in Costa Rica now as well too, and in the US. So yeah, we're a good match. And so yeah, this book kind of touches on our love story a bit, which is a good one.
Benna was saying destiny, and Kim was saying it has to be. Oh,
Destiny, yeah. Oh yeah. It was a sacred contract. In fact, part of our love story, I did a painting called Sacred Contracts. It's on my website as well. It's a heart-shaped stone hanging off a cord with a scroll attached to it. But when I made my profile on Match.com, I think I said that I created this painting called Sacred Contracts, and she was in the middle of reading a book by Carolyn Mays called Sacred Contracts. And so, that was just one of many like things that connected us together. But yeah, it was sacred contract. I mean, all of our meetings with everyone is a sacred contract, I think, but some of them are just have more fireworks than others,
yeah.
and yeah, yeah,
Hi, Judith. Hi, Judith. I love
yeah,
that. Thank you. I look forward to getting
yeah,
a copy of that and reading your story too. Um,
yeah.
I
I've
also,
seen
let
a
me
question
see.
about. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt. Yeah.
Go. This one, how do you surrender and grow with one another? All these
I was just
years.
gonna. Yeah, I was just gonna address that. It's probably something that we may not have time to do, but you know, um,
We'll do
both my
another
wife
show
and I
on
are.
that.
Let's do a show with both Donna and I. I think that would be
Yeah.
fun. But
Yeah.
it
I
has
think it's
been a
in the mix.
surrender. Yeah, I've had to let go of some of the things that I thought were really important for me to stand my ground about, and some of that had to get broken down over time. Um,
Yeah.
but it's allowed us to go to a much deeper place. So, but yeah, stay tuned it would be fun to do a relationship show with Donna
Yes,
and I.
yes, we will. We will do
Yeah,
that. We will do that. I promise.
yeah,
We've got that too.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I also want to point out if anybody has any questions you'd like to ask Paul about his artwork or art, put those in real quick before we get going. And I wanted to point out Jill, who came on. Hi, Judith. Judith is going to be our medium on For the Love of Spirit Sunday service this Sunday with Alice Trevorrow. So they are the
Oh,
queens of
cool.
Scotland and Ireland. And
Scotland.
Jill, Judith is from Ireland and Alice is from Scotland too. So yeah, we're going international this Sunday. But Jill just got back from Costa Rica. She stayed near Capos in an Airbnb up the hills in the rainforest. It rained every afternoon,
Okay.
lovely and refreshing. I'm wondering, is that closer to
Yeah.
where Siri lives? Where Suri lives?
No, it's closer to me. I live about an hour from Capos. I live a little further south. And then from
Okay.
here, Surrey is inland, like up in the mountains. So she's,
Okay.
she's 3 hours from Capos. I'm an hour from Capos, roughly.
Okay, good. I'm not so good with geography, so I'm going to trust you on that.
Yeah, that's all right.
Love definitely has its own life cycle. Hey, Judith,
sure
I love you,
does.
girl. So, yeah, so everybody's so happy for you and for Donna, the two of you as well. Too, a lot of love being shared over there in the comments for each other too. So happy. So what I love, Paula's too, is it's like we're a very loving spiritual community here, and you really do combine loving spirit and being here in this human reality, but then also the dream reality too. And you brought it all together for us. And
Yeah.
isn't that kind of like oneness? Isn't that kind of like wholeness?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you were saying about a renaissance, we're entering a new
Yeah,
renaissance, which I
we
have
are.
firmly believe. And I think that's the
Mm.
renaissance is where all those things come together,
Yeah,
creativity and connectedness and compassion and love.
it is. It's
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah, well
Yeah.
said. Well said. Is there any final words you'd like to leave us with?
Um, Gosh, I don't know. Nothing is coming to mind other than just appreciation for you for having this space for me to share. Appreciation to the community here for tuning in and anyone that watches this later in the recording. And,
Yeah.
I think for me, it's important living in this kind of remote place to have this community. Yes, it's online. Nevertheless, I still feel it, deeply.
Yeah.
And so I'm grateful for this line of connection.
Yeah. It does. It brings us all
Yeah.
together. And I do know a
Yeah.
lot of the people watching are also, artists or aspiring artists too. And so you're giving them inspiration, you're giving them
Yeah.
ideas and hope and bringing that
Yeah.
alive.
And
Anything you'd like
anyone is,
to?
well, I was just going to say, anyone that wants to reach out to me, like through my website, there's my email address and I'm happy to connect with people. And if someone has questions about their artistic journey or anything like that, I'm happy to share. And, yeah, I mean, there's a lot I could say about being an artist and what the
Yeah.
journey has been. And for me, it's been a very organic one. Like I went to art school, but I kind of left early in art school because I realized it was it was taking me in a direction that wasn't really me. And I don't think I was really ready to be a painter at that time either. And so my art has evolved very organically, but it's also evolved in tandem with my life evolving, right? In terms of my own spiritual maturity. And those things both needed to happen together. So I couldn't have done what I'm doing at 20 or 25 or, even 30 or 35 probably. So I had to get to where I was able to bring forth what I was experiencing and the wisdom that I was learning on my own
Mhm.
to bring through to my art. So,
Yeah. I
yeah.
could see how your soul, in order to do what you do, your soul would require you to go through a lot of transformation and a lot of experiences so that you can touch the way that you do, because you touch the spirit and you touch the essence of
Hmm.
emotion and creativity and beauty in a very profound way. But in order to do
Yeah.
that, it has to awaken your heart, your soul, your energy to really pull
Right.
the full amount of it out of you. Would that be
Yeah.
correct?
And my early works didn't have as much of that, but so as I evolved as a person, the works evolved to bring more of that forward. So yeah, absolutely. That's how it's flowed.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. Then I was saying you do inspire through your art, Paul. Um,
Mm,
Judith is saying spirit taught
thank
her
you.
to draw, but she's not an artist. Well,
Well, so
we're part
Judith,
of the way there.
I'll share something, Judith. I've got a friend who's teaching, and you can probably find this online. There's a type of art called Zentangle, and there's another type of art called neurographics. And it's about, if you imagine doodling, but it's a doodling in a way that taps into your neural pathways in your brain. Um, and anyone who's like not even an artist, you're not trying to draw a person or an animal or something. You're drawing for the sake of drawing because it's connecting things in your neural pathways. And so there's ways to bring that drawing into your life in capacities that are enriching your inner life. And it's people use it for dementia with dementia patients as well. So there's a lot of ways art can come into our lives. It's not about making a piece of art that you're going to frame and put on a wall. So just for what that's worth, sharing that. Yeah.
It's
And
interesting too, because when you bring up the brain, because it makes me think of because I channel poetry, and sometimes I have to channel it verbally, and then sometimes I have to write it because it just depends on how it's coming through.
mm,
And if I were to try to speak what was in my mind, I would lose it, and I'd have to sit there and literally type word by word out too. So it's
mm,
funny how the brain
hmm.
works in being that sort of pathway, the neural pathways to for the information to get through the imagination and then onto
Yeah.
something physical here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I see Kim mentioning that you can't buy the book through the website. I'll take a look at that, Kim. I don't know what might be happening, but I'll look at it and see if there's something going on, and we'll get it fixed. So you can always reach out to me directly, and I can let you know when I got it fixed. But once we're done with this conversation, I'll
yeah.
I'll take a look at that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and you can
Yeah.
let me know too, and I can help spread the word for you as well,
Uh,
too.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christine, I thoroughly enjoyed your art and your story, Paul. Thanks for sharing your journey.
Mm,
So
thanks,
I
Christine.
love it. Sounds
Yeah.
cool. Okay. Um, Thank you so much, Paul, for joining me and sharing your beauty and your inspiration, your heart, your soul, your mind, all of that too. You're such a wonderful
Mm.
person, just a beautiful human being on top of an amazing artist. So thank you. So you've made us all so happy today. It's a beautiful gift. It's a beautiful holiday weekend gift too. So we've really been gifted.
Mm.
And everybody, again, this is Paul's book, so we will make sure that you guys can get it. And then Donna's book is over on Amazon, the Love Remains book as well too.
Yeah, and then
Um, yes,
her other
please.
book is there too. Yeah. Yeah.
Original Wisdom. Yes, I do have a copy of
Original Wisdom.
Donna's book,
Yeah.
Original Wisdom. I have a copy of that
Yeah.
as well too.
Yeah.
And we would love to see you all at Sunday service this coming Sunday with guest mediums Judith Miller from Ireland, who is here with us today too. She's absolutely magical and beautiful, and also a physical medium as well too. And Alice Trevorrow, who's also a good friend of hers from Scotland, joining us. I call her the Sparkle Queen of Scotland. And they will both be joining us as our guest mediums for our holiday Sunday service as well too. So, so we look forward to seeing you, and that's over on mediumjenniferrose.com to sign up and join us. It will be extra, extra magical. You don't want to miss it. Hi, Jeffrey. So thank you again, Kelly. Thank you all for remembering to heart our little video. Thank you for commenting, sharing, and tagging in the lives, the hashtag lives. Thank you for all of your beautiful comments and your wonderful energy. So it's like we all make this together. So it wouldn't be like this wonderful if we weren't all together, because each one of us is a part of it. Thank you to our beautiful producer, owner, and creator of the Sacred Spiral Network, Kelly Brickle. She's taken really good care of us. Put extra work
Yay,
today
Kelly.
with the presentation, and did it beautifully and flawlessly. So we're so grateful. I do hope you all
Mm.
have a magical weekend ahead and week coming up as we get towards the end of the year. Please, everybody, live well, love you well, and walk with grace. These steps will take you far. So much love to all of you. So see you soon. See you all next Friday for Embracing Infinity. Bye, everybody. And thank you again, Paul.
Thanks, Jennifer. Bye.
Bye. Stay with us.